I'm in Mongolia. Very specifically, I'm at the capital, Ulaanbaatar, and even more specifically, I'm at the international airport called Chinggis Khaan International Airport. And there's an Emirates A380 right next to me. I didn't know they flew here, but why would Microsoft Flight Sim lie to me? Anywho, today, let's go to China, very specifically the capital of China, Beijing. And that's all coming up very, very shortly. See you guys there. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back on board Waypoints Aviation. We're in an Airbus A320, good old Alpha 6 Alpha Mike November. And, well, as I told you in the intro, we're in Chinggis Khaan International Airport in Mongolia. And we've done all the pre-flight stuff. We're pretty much ready to go. And today we are going to be flying to China, to Beijing in China, the capital of China. And we're going to be flying to Zulu Mike Alpha Alpha, which in layman's terms is Beijing International Airport. And yeah, so it's a Zulu Bravo Alpha Alpha, if I'm not mistaken. All right, it's called Beijing Capital Airport. I'm sorry. All right, so just want to prepare everything and get stuff ready for our departure. So if you are ready, we're gonna do a pre-flight departure briefing right now if you're ready. So let's go right ahead. By the way, before we start the departure briefing, for those of you who are here for the first time, if you like what you see, please consider giving the video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you're not subscribed. And for those of you who are subscribed, thank you so much and welcome back. All right, you guys, let's get right into our departure briefing for today. So we're Waypoints Aviation, we're Waypoints Aviation 320, that's our flight number. We are today an Airbus A320-200. We're flying the CEO today, not the Neo. And our database is valid until the 29th of November. We're flying from Zulu Mike Charlie Kilo to Zulu Bravo Alpha Alpha. That's from Chinggis Khaan International Airport to Beijing Capital Airport in China. And our alternate today is Jinan Airport, which is just south of Beijing. All right, our cost index today is 25. We're expecting to be cruising at flight level 270. Temperature outside right now is -6 degrees. In terms of the weather, we're looking at, if I just bring you over to our Navigraph screen right there, you can see that the weather today is winds are coming out of 290, 6 knots actually, just updated. Good visibility and scattered clouds at 3,000 feet and also scattered clouds at 8,000 feet. Temperature is -6 right now with a dew point of -9 and a QNH of 1027. So we're gonna set the QNH over here, 1027 set on my side, 1027 set on the first officer's side as well. All right, so we're looking today to do coming over to the flight plan page. We're expecting to take off on runway 29 using the Takeoff to Charlie departure, no transitions. All right, and the Takeoff 2 departure has us, let me bring up the Takeoff 2 departure. So I'm referring to plate number, hope you can see the screen, 20-3 Echo, effective the 2nd of November. It's an RNAV SID. It's for Takeoff 2 Charlie. And as you can see, it has us on a runway track, climb runway heading, and at or about 4930, direct to Charlie Kilo 201, then left direct to Charlie Kilo 202, then to Charlie Kilo 204, and then on to Torov. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're taking off in that direction. We'll make a left-hand turn on the Torov to Charlie, and we're basically going in over there. I do not see an initial climb clearance. Transition altitude today is 12,800 feet with an airport elevation of 4,485 feet above sea level. Hi. And of course, guys, please keep in mind that Navigraph, the charts we use in Navigraph, they're not meant for real world navigating. They're meant for simulated use. Okay, I need to throw that disclaimer in there. Okay, so looking at our initial altitude climbs, I would say our initial climb is going to be 5,000. So I'm going to set 5,000. Actually, I'm going to set 5,000 actually no, not 5,000. What's wrong with me? I'm going to be setting 10,000 initially for the climb, and then as we get cleared, we'll go higher. All right, because usually the initial climb comes from air traffic control, and of course the transition altitude is 12,800. So I'll actually probably set 12,800. You know what, let's do that. So I'm coming here to arc constraints, and I'm gonna set 12,000 here, and then I'm gonna go 12 into hundreds and 12,800 there. Constraints on that guy's screen as well. All right, back to our flight plan. So you can see that our flight plan has us on the SID, the Torov to Charlie, and as we go along, it ends at Torov, and then we're on to the Alpha 575 airway and onwards with our journey. All right, on the RadNav page, on the secondary flight plan page, I have placed Chinggis Khaan Airport runway 29 for an ILS to come back. So just in case we do have any problems, we can just activate secondary and come back for an ILS back to this airport. There's not a whole lot here in the area, so might as well come back to this airport because it serves us very well. All right, on the RadNav page, I have tuned in the local VOR as well. Sierra Echo Romeo on both sides, and we're tracking that. The ILS does match up 1099. And in terms of our performance today, we've got a gross weight of 65.6 tons, well below our maximum takeoff weight, also just below our maximum landing weight. And we are expected to have approximately 1.1 tons of fuel, but that's going to increase as we go up, so don't have to worry about that. All right. And finally, in terms of performance, we're going to be doing a flaps 1 takeoff at a trim of up 0.2. We're doing a toga takeoff today, and it's going to be speeds of 140, 142, and 149 with a thrust reduction altitude of 5982 on all sides. And for takeoff today, due to the temperatures and looking outside, we do have some moisture in the air, aka clouds. So what I want to do is I want to have the engine, wing and engine anti-ice on during takeoff. So that's why we need to do a toga takeoff and get more performance from the engine. Otherwise, we could have done a flex, I guess. But Mother Nature demands what she does. So that's about it, guys. We'll be, in terms of our taxi, we are currently at gate number 3 in... we're currently at gate number 3 right over there. So our taxi is going to be pretty simple. We're going to push back nose to the right onto Foxtrot. I'm going to taxi all the way down Foxtrot to the holding point Echo at runway 29. All right. And that's pretty much it for the brief, guys. And let's go ahead and do our cockpit preparation checklist now, which is the gear pins and covers. They are removed. The fuel quantity is checked. We've got 6.3 tons on board. Well, 6.26 on board. And seat belts, they are on as they should be. And ADIRSs are in nav, and we also double check them right over there. IRS monitor, they're in nav as well. And I can come back to performance on my page. And then the last item would be the barrel reference, which is 1027 on all 3 sides, reading 4,490 feet thereabouts. All right, so that's the cockpit preparation checklist complete. Let's go ahead and disconnect from external power, get the beacon going, and then we can start preparing for our pushback. And in the meantime, I'll do the before start checklist, which is the parking brake. It's set right now, ready for push when they tell me to. Takeoff speeds and thrust are inserted into the box and also showing on the speed tape. And windows and doors all closed, all good. Hi. And the pitch trim, sorry, no, the beacon is on. So the before start checklist is also completed. We can go ahead, push back, start up, and line ourselves up for taxi and get out of here. So guys, gonna see you once I've done all of that. See you soon. All right, we're pushing back, and the operator under the aircraft told me that due to icing conditions, I need to stand by on my engine start until the pushback is complete. So I'm just standing by on that. So how are you guys doing? Good. If you guys are doing all right, I'm doing all right. And yeah, it's been very busy here. Lots of training going on, lots of pilots joining airlines. The Dubai Air Show is currently going on right now at the time of this recording, so a lot of big deals happening. Emirates just announced an order for more 777X aircrafts. Fly Dubai is going to acquire 787s as well, and I guess they're going to jump into the long haul route. So yeah, some exciting news happening in the world of aviation right now. So it's looking pretty good. It's an exciting time to be in aviation. And would you look at the weather I've got to deal with today? A few clouds over there, but it's cold. It's -6. I'm gonna check it out. -6 degrees.
Please set parking brake.
Oh yes, ma'am. Sorry. Okay, parking brakes are set.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
I have got to remove that that auto playback. Anyway, guys, we've done the excuse me, we've done the pushback. So now let's go ahead and start our engines. Ignition start. Got the engine page right there. Up and forward, and here we go. Starting up engine number 2. And yeah, it's gonna be really exciting to fly into Beijing today. Okay, we've got the N2 spooling up.
Unlocking gear.
Alright, fuel's being introduced to the aircraft. Here comes the engine. That's a good sound any day.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
You don't say.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
What about my front? Okay. Engine 2 spooled into life. Guys, it's been 21 years of aviation for me, and that sound of the engines starting up never gets old. Alright, very soon. Okay, we got a good start on number 2. Let's get number 1 going. Same thing. PTU is active. Hydraulics are up. Pressurizing via the PTU. Green system's now pressurized as well. Excellent. Alright, so while I start engine number 1 and prepare, thank you. While I start engine number 1 and prepare for taxi, you guys go ahead, have a quick break. I'll see you in just a few seconds when I'm holding short at the runway. See you guys there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are holding shot at Echo runway 29, as you can see right over there, and also on our map right there. So now it's time to bring up the chart for the SID so that I can have that in reference. And I've got my performance page ready and flight plan on the first officer side. And I guess now it's time to do the do my memory items, get the TCAS going as well. And I can now go ahead and do the lineup checklist. I finished the taxi checklist earlier, so flight controls. Takeoff runway is runway 29 checked. TCAS is now TA and RA, and RPACs are on for takeoff, as well as the engine and wing anti-ice as well. You saw me turn that on just before taxi because it's cold. It's very cold, and it's about to get colder. So yeah, all that's left to do now, we've done the checklist, is to get the lights going and tell the cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff, thank you, and time to just release the parking brakes and get this aircraft lined up onto the runway. And away we go. So I'm using the tiller just to steer the airplane. We're clear on the left, looks like it's clear on the right as well. And there's no aircrafts on the TCAS as well, so I'm gonna go to arc 10 miles out. Actually, I'll keep it at 20 so I can see the curve coming in. Nice. It's always an exciting time just before takeoff. Here we go, 29 identified. Big markings on the runway right there. Snow covered everywhere. Alright, let's line her up with the center. Kind of hard to see which one is the center, but okay. Alrighty, you guys ready? Alright, let's go. Gonna set 50% and 1 first. Let those engines spool up. Alright, looking good. Gonna release the brakes and go Toga. Mantoga SRS, start the chronos. Mantoga SRS runway, auto thrust blue. And takeoff thrust is set. We're rolling. Gonna keep a little bit of forward pressure on the side stick until about 100 knots. There's 100 knots, cross checked. I can centralize the side stick now, just using minimal rudders to keep the aircraft nice and steady. Down the center line. Here comes V1 and rotate. Bring her up, continuous to about 12.5 degrees. There we go. Now we've got nav and we're following our track right there. Place it in, positive rate of climb, landing gears coming up. And we're climbing away. I don't know why the transition altitude is already flashing, but yeah, I'll set it later once I get past the SID. Alright, here we go. We've got lever climb, which means now we bring this guy back here to climb detent. Thrust climb, auto thrust wide. I can also set the autopilot on now, climbing up to 12,800 feet. And we've got AP1 auto thrust wide. And we should start our turn very, very soon. And we're going into those clouds. The temperature is -9 degrees and visible moisture, so we're going to keep the anti-ice engine and wing anti-ice on till we get up and over these guys. Alright, here's Charlie Kilo 201. We're going to overfly it with that arrow over there, and we're just 0.4 from it. Should start its turn any moment now. Here we go, starting the turn. To the left. And we're slowly accelerating to our slat speed as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm heading east. So I'm gonna go with an odd number. I'm heading southeast, so to speak. So it's going to be an odd number for me. So I'm gonna set 340 right over there, and I'm gonna come here, press 1, put that there. It's gonna sync to 340 as on the FMC, and I'm just gonna do a managed climb all the way up. We're coming up on 9,200 for 340 blue. We just crossed our S speed, so we can now go ahead and clean up the aircraft. Flaps to 0, speed brake to disarm. The 2 outer lights can go off as well. And as soon as I cross 10,000, which will not be long from now, and we're gonna go ahead and do our 10,000 checks. Beautiful, gorgeous day for flying. Absolutely beautiful. There's 10,000. So 10,000 checks comprises, landing lights off. We check the weather. If the weather is good, it's still got a bit of cloud in there, so I'm not going to turn the seatbelt signs off just yet. I'll wait till I get past that weather. But I can now come down here, go airport over here, and I'm going to come to the RadNav page. I'm going to auto tune our VORs, and I'm going to go to secondary flight plan and copy the active one. Keep performance on my side. And yeah, so far so good. 10,000 checks are completed. As soon as I cross 12,800, I'm gonna set standard right over there. In some cloud. This will be a little bumpy in real life. I'll give you some effect. There you go, there's some cloudy effect. That's a nice cloud up there. Beautiful. As long as I don't see any visible moisture anymore, then I can turn off the wing anti-ice. You know what? To get above these clouds right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go pull on my selected speed, and I'm gonna go about, I'm gonna set 270 there, okay? And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go, since I'm cleared directly to it, I'm gonna pull and go for an open climb. So open climb, 340 blue, and you can see right now the aircraft is climbing a little bit faster. We're also reducing our speed just to get over the clouds. So the aircraft is now gonna pitch for a speed of 270. And we've crossed transition, so we can now set standard here, and standard on the ISIS, and we're crossing 4,600 now. Cross-checked. Lovely. And I can see now that we're clear of all those clouds. Doesn't look like it's gonna get any more bumpier. I can even go ahead now and manage my speed for climb. Let the aircraft accelerate to high speed. It's now gonna dip down, continue climbing at a slower rate, but it's gonna accelerate to 312 knots. And I can go ahead and turn off those seatbelt signs as well, so the crew can start their service in the back. I do not have any more visible moisture in front of me. I don't see any thick clouds and stuff that of any concern. So I'm now gonna go ahead and turn off the wing and engine anti-ice. Hello. So sorry about that. Earlier my video got cut out. For some reason my camera went on the glitch. So yeah, what I was telling you earlier was I didn't see clouds in front of me at the time, so I was going to switch off the wing and engine anti-ice. And now I'm at flight level 340 and we're in our cruise, nicely settled in. Looking at our flight plan, it says we've got about 536 track miles to go with about 2.3 tons of fuel expected when we get there, which is well into what we need for our minimums. And we're currently on our way to we're currently on the Alpha 575 airway. We're 27 minutes into our flight, and we're inbound to Sierra November Delta. We're about 35 miles away. And if you look at the charts, you can see that's the airway that we're on. We're making our way to Sierra November Delta. And then once we get to Intek, we're going to be crossing over from Mongolia into Beijing airspace. You see all that little green line there? That's gonna put us right into Beijing airspace right now. So that's when we will change frequencies and start talking to them. And once we're about 200 miles away, we're gonna start preparing for the descent and approach. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We're up in the air. We're cruising at flight level 340. Have a quick look at my progress page right over here. It now says 350, but I need even numbers, so I'm gonna wait till it says 360. If it ever happens during the flight, I will climb to 360. Otherwise, I'll stay at flight level 340, and we can remain here for the remainder of the flight. We've got, as I said, 514 truck miles now to go. So yeah, just a little bit over an hour, and we will be there. So in about 45 minutes from now is when I need to start preparing for the descent and approach and the landing. So what's going to be probably an hour for me or 45 minutes for me is going to be just a few seconds for you guys. I'll see you guys at the approach, descent, approach, and landing briefing. All right, see you guys there. Alright, it's been almost an hour into my flight, and as you can see, that's a 200-mile ring around Beijing, Capital Airport. And yeah, so looks like we're gonna have to start preparing for our descent and approach very soon. But guys, the subscribers we have are such awesome people, and usually, you know, in addition to my buddy Kivinas, who has always given us good insights about the countries we're flying to as we're doing this around the world trip, one of the subscribers reached out to us, and when I landed in Mongolia, I didn't have a proper, a proper scenery. So it was a little messed up, you know, I couldn't find the gate properly and stuff, but I want to give a special shout out to Massimo Cotticelli, my friend. I hope I didn't say your name wrong, and I just want to say thank you so much. You sent us the link where we could download a proper version of the airport, and on that same website, actually, I found even Beijing Capital Airport and stuff like that. I'll try and link it down in the description box below if I have to. But it's been, I'm just so grateful for that. It really changed. I mean, if you guys saw the pushback and the taxi, we had proper taxiways, we had proper gates, and even the pushback was working with GSX because we had a proper model now. And I'm so grateful to you, Massimo. Thank you so much, and I'm really, really grateful. So guys, I'm going to get back to you in just a few seconds when we're going to start preparing for the descent and approach. All right. All right, let's go ahead and start preparing for the descent, approach, and landing into Beijing Capital Airport. All right, so that's all right. Right here on our screen, first thing we want to do is bring up the airport, Zulu Bravo Alpha Alpha, and what we're going to do is the first thing we do is we check the weather. All right, so the weather there is going to be winds of 330 at 2 meters per second. Okay, cavalcade conditions, temperature is 9 degrees with a dew point of -5 and a QNH of 1025. So that's looking pretty interesting so far. Okay, winds at 330 degrees. So with that in mind, what we're going to do now is we're going to come over to the charts, and as you can see, we're our last waypoint, and also as for the flight plan, we were expecting, if I bring up the flight plan right now, we were expecting to do the we were expecting runway 19 at the Guvba, which is the last waypoint. So if you look at our flight plan, you can see Guvba is the last waypoint we're going to fly to. So that's probably the star we're going to be looking for as well. So coming back here, what we want to do now is we're going to come back to that one there in the charts, and we want to look at first the airport. So if you look at the airport plate, the 10-9 plate, so I'm looking at plate number 10-9, effective from the 1st of November. And it is for the Beijing People's Republic of China Capital Airport, and it's Zulu Bravo Alpha Alpha. All right. So looking at this, you've got runways. We have runways 19, we have 18 left, 18 right, and then on the other side we've got 36 right and 01. Now 01 is looking pretty interesting for me. They're pretty much the same length, whereas this one here is a little bit smaller, and it's going to be closer to the terminal as well. So I think I would like to take runway 01. All right. So, or we can do 36 right as well. Yeah, we can try 36 right if we need to. So let's go ahead and do this. So this is how I pretty much plan these things. So I'm gonna go with the approach, and let's see, we want GovBA. So I'm gonna put GovBA in there, GUVBA. All right, and these are all the GovBA stars that are available to us. So if I bring up this one here, it says this is for runways 18 and 19. All right, so we take the next one. This one is going to be for runways 01, 36 and right. So that works out very, very well for us. Okay, so you can, as you can see, you got GovBA right there, and you've got to make your way down to Alpha 445, 9,850 or above. Then you come to Alpha 423, and you make your way down towards the airport to, I think, Alpha 421, where then you can start the turn and go heading towards the approach. Runway 01 will be in that direction over there, because the map is always north oriented. So I'm gonna take that SID star, so that's there in there, and now I'm gonna look into the approaches plate. And let's see, we've got ILS Zulu for we've got RNAV ILS DME Zulu for runway 01. That works very, very well for me. All right, so I'm gonna take that as well. So I'm referring to plate number 11-1, effective the 6th of September at 1600 Zulu, Beijing Capital Airport, ILS Zulu for runway 01. All right, and with all of this in mind now, let's go ahead and program it into the box. All right, and then we can brief it. So here we go, onto the box. So we're going to start with our flight plan page, and we're going to go to Beijing. Arrival, I want the ILS Zulu for 01, which is right over there. And on the stars, I want the GovBA. Which one am I looking for? Here we go. GovBA 9 Zulu. Let me see. All right. We can even do the GovBA 9 Yankee Alpha, actually. Yeah, that'll work first. So here we go. GovBA 9 Yankee Alpha. We'll choose that one there. So ILS 01, GovBA 9 Yankee Alpha, and we're gonna go via the Alpha 421. So if I zoom out just a little bit there, you can see if I go into plan mode here, put the constraints on, you can see if I'm gonna insert this in now there. You can see we're gonna make our way down. All right, and it works very well right there, perfectly. All right, and if I zoom in just a little bit here, you can see that Alpha 441. All right, now from Alpha 441 it wants us to go to Alpha 421, but what I can do is I can just fine tune this a little bit. All right, I'm going to remove Alpha 421. I'm going to remove that one there. See, clear, Alpha 421, that gets removed, and then it just becomes a star here. I'm going to insert that now, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a link between these two. So you can see Alpha 441 and Alpha 420, there's a discontinuity. So I'd like the aircraft to continue on over here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm literally going to go clear and remove the discontinuity. It'll create a connection, and I'm going to insert it as well. So that's done. That's the flight plan done. We're going to go to the RadNav page, and on the RadNav page, if you look at the ILS, we do have a VOR that we can tune in there, which is PEK. Yep, PEK. So I'm going to put PEK in there, and again PEK in there again. And we can check the ILS. It's 108.5 India November Juliet. If we come over here, it's 108.5 India November Juliet. Final course is 359 degrees. Final course is 001. Small discrepancy, that's all right. And the initial fix starts at 1970 feet above sea level, where we start our descent. It's a 3-degree descent down to our minimums of 284. All right, so that's all done, pre-selected. We go to progress. I can put Zulu Bravo Alpha Alpha 01. Put that in there. That's our direct track. Now performance, we go to the next phase and the next phase again, and we're going to enter in those details which we just saw on the weather page. So the QNH is 1024. I'm gonna put it in there. 1024. I'm gonna put it in there. Temperature is now 11 degrees actually, and the winds are out of 310. Stand by. Yeah, the winds are now 310 at 7 meters per second, gusting to 12 meters per second. Interesting. All right, let's put that in there. 310/7, and our minimums are 284. So we come back here again. Hope I'm not making you guys dizzy. 284, and we put that in there, and there it is right there. All right, so now that's going to give us total track miles of 241 miles to go. We're currently at 36,000 feet. So we need to do a quick calculation on how we're going to get down. So let me see if I have a calculator here. iPads don't have calculators. Why, Apple? Why? All right. Okay, let me see. Gonna skip that. All right. So now if you look at this, the calculator plays a map. I mean, come on, Apple. You could have given us a calculator on our iPads. All right. So let me see. We're at flight level 360. We want to come down to, I'd say, 2,000 feet. All right. So we're going to minus 2.0 from there, and that's going to give us 34,000 feet that we have to lose. All right. Multiply by 3, and we're going to add 5 just for safety. So at about 107 miles away from the airport is when we're going to start our descent, when we're 107 track miles away. All right, so if I bring that back there, put it back on that, and I can also come back to this. So as you can see now, we're gonna go right over there, looking good. So yeah, so now that's pretty much the briefing done. So now when I get to 107 track miles over here, I'm going to start the descent, and I'm going to set 2,000 in there and bring the aircraft down in for what could be an ILS approach. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I'll get back to you when I'm just about to start my descent. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that time has come for us to start our descent. So, as you can look at the chart, it starts at 2960. So, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set 3,000 in here. Right there, 3,000. I'm gonna push for managed descent. So, thrust idle descent, alt magenta. And it's picked up the thing. And we're making our way down now. Get the seatbelt signs going as well for now, and our QNH today is 1024, so we'll keep an eye on that as we make our way down. And for the briefing, guys, I don't think I briefed you guys properly. So for runway 01, actually I brought on the Yankee. I should have been using the Zulu. Stand by. Here we go. Alright, let me just come back to, is it this one here? Yep, ILS Zulu, so 1970, so actually I'm gonna set 2,000 in there. And yep, we're descending, all good. Okay, so the frequency is 108.5, which is checked and identified. the MSA in this area is 6,300 in the north, 5,300 in the northeast, 3,000 in the south, and 3,800 in the southwest. And we're going down to our minimums of 284, which is cross-checked. And yes, in case of a missed approach, we climb straight ahead to 760 feet and turn right to VOR at 1,970 feet or above. Join the hold-in or as directed. So that's the flight plan we have going for us, guys. And what I want to do is I actually need to remove the others from here, but that's okay. I'll basically edit it out later. But as of right now, that's what we're doing. We're making our way right now. Whoops. I didn't know we could do that. Look at that, cool. All right, we're making our way down over here, and then we're gonna join and then come in for the ILS. All right, so that's the plan we've got going for us right now. We're descending, looks like we're slightly above our profile that we need to be. I don't know why it says that, but okay, 9850 is what we need to be at. So I'm gonna go ahead and deploy some speed brake, try to help us get down. I'm gonna go select it on the speed, keep it at 300. In fact, I could probably increase it to 310. And we are in cloud with a temperature of -17 outside. So I think it's probably gonna be a good idea to use the wing and engine anti-ice as well. Here it comes. All right, wing and engine anti-ice is out. We're coming down through this initial layer of cloud right now. And I hope we can reach our target in time. So let's see. I'll get back to you guys when we're just about to start the approach towards our finals. All right, we're just we recently crossed below 10,000 feet. I got the lights on, got the seatbelt signs going. I'm keeping the anti-ice on as well because the temperature outside saturated still -8, and it's at 0 degrees as well on the TAT, and there's a lot of cloud in the area, a lot of cloud. So yeah, as we're descending now, I've set it up in such a way that we're going to be reaching 2,000 feet just before the final approach fix, so we can go ahead and intercept the ILS, the localizer, and the glide slope as well. So we're currently in an open descent, well, a vertical speed descent of 700 feet a minute, still on nav. And I also pre-armed the auto brakes to low, and we can go ahead now and do the approach checklist, which is going to be barrel reference 1024, cross check, reading 8,400. Now, in fact, I'm going to get the meters going as well, so 2,500 meters descending. Seatbelt signs, they are on, as you can see right over there as well. And the minimums are 284 on the barrel. Auto brakes are low today, and the engine mode selector is normal. So that's the approach checklist done. All that's left is the landing checklist. So yeah, looking good so far. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let the aircraft do its thing, descend right on the constraints, and then as I get closer to the final approach, I'll come back to you guys and we'll shoot the landing together. All right. Well, look at that. How beautiful is that, guys? I give you Beijing, China. Amazing, amazing. All right. See you guys soon. All right, we're just turning in now, and we're pretty much setting ourselves up to the final stretch straight towards the runway. It's pretty much going to be like a straight in approach to runway 01. So I've got the localizer coming in. I don't have the glide slope yet, and we'll keep monitoring that. But in the meantime, what I can do is I can go ahead and arm the localizer. And that's going to put the lock in blue. So as soon as this guy comes in, that's going to get the aircraft to capture the localizer and line us up with the runway. And once the glide slope comes in, then I can arm the full approach as well, and then we can let the aircraft capture it. I do see the airport straight ahead, and yeah, so I'm just constantly monitoring the system. We're still got about 20 track miles to go. So at about 15 track miles, I'm going to start configuring the aircraft. We're currently still descending at about 700 feet a minute. which is keeping us right on the profile. You see that little indicator there? That's telling us that about what point on the map we're going to reach 2000, which is what we've set there. In fact, I could probably make it 1900 just to go with the meters. All right, so it's 1900 set, and it says we're going to get there just before it, which is very well on the profile of what we need to be. And we're slightly beneath the main vertical profile, but that's also okay for now. We're currently, so if I bring this up here, you can see we're now 18 track miles, 17 track miles. We'll start configuring very, very soon. And yeah, making our way closer towards the airport. Localizers coming in slowly, so that should help us capture it. And given that the aircraft has an FLS system, you know, what we can do is, in case the glide slope is not working or the glide slope is inoperative, I just have to come here and select this, and it will create a virtual glide slope for me. In fact, let me show you that. So if I selected that, and now, basically, I have a virtual glide slope over there as well. But I'm going to turn that off for now because I want to make sure we're using the normal glide slope. In an event that it's not working, I can use the FLS system to get me in. So yep, localizer's coming in nicely, and we're just basically going to go right over there. In fact, I can even reduce the rate of descent to -600, and that'll bring that even closer. In fact, let me go to -500, get it even closer. And that's basically just playing with the aircraft's pitch and getting us to the altitude we want to be, exactly where we want to be at. So so far so good. I am now 13 miles out, so it's time to go. Speed check, we're well below our VFE, so speed check and flaps 1 selected. Here comes flaps 1. There you go, flaps 1 selected. Aircraft is slowing itself down.
2,500.
That's checked. 2,500. Radio altimeter should be alive. I'm also going to arm the second localize, the glide slope and the second autopilot as well. So we got Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1+2, lock star. We're now capturing the localizer. Aircraft is making its turn. I'm going to go ahead and give us flaps 2 now in anticipation, because we're just 11.3 miles away from touchdown. That's a big lake in front of the airport, I think. Oh well. Sweet. Alright, we're making our way in. Alright, flaps are 2 now, and we have a VV approach speed of 136. So it's looking good. We're on the localizer, lock. And we'll be leveling off at 1900. Glide slope comes in, we capture the glide slope, and then we will set the go around altitude, which is going to be 1970. So I guess I'll just put 2000 in there for safety.
2,000.
Sweet. All right. Okay, 2000 checked. All right, we've got flaps 2, and I'm going to keep the aircraft at a speed of 160 until the glide slope, just so that. Just for the sake of rod. Okay, we've got all stars, so we're leveling off at 1900 now. Nicely set up. China. Alrighty. As we make our way in closer. I see the runway straight ahead. I wonder if you guys can see it, but it's right there, guys. That's our runway, 01. All glide slopes alive, and the glide slope is 1 dot above center. We're gonna go gear down in flaps 3, and then I'll manage the speed. There we are, 1 dot above center. So, gear down, speed checked. Flaps 3. At the same time, we arm the spoilers, get the runway lights on, and we tell the cabin crew to be seated for landing. We got glide slope star, waiting for glide slope. I'm gonna manage the speed now as well. Should have glide slope very soon. There we go, glide slope, so I can set 2000 for the go around. And we're pretty much good to go. I can now give us flaps full, and the landing checklist can be done now, which is ECAM memo, landing no blue items, landing checklist complete. We are cleared to land, guys. All right, final approach. Everything's set up, all good, all systems are green, lights are on, seatbelt signs, everything's good to go. We're approaching the airport. Localizer looks good, glide slope looks good, altitude's fine. And for our exit, I plan to take exit
1,000.
probably Quebec 5 and take us over to gate number 513 or 510, one of those. It's just right over here. Okay, 1,000 checked. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm gonna let this thing do an auto land. So
500.
I'm just gonna let the aircraft land it. I'll just work the thrust levers.
400.
Okay, we got land on the FMA.
300.
300 checked.
100 above. 200. Minimum
Continue.
100.
Aircraft should go into a flare soon.
50. 40. Too low.
There's
20. 10. Retard.
Okay, retarded the engines. We're on the runway. Autopilot's bringing us back to center line, and I'm going to engage idle reverse. Spoilers, reverse is green. Decel. Idle reverse should be plenty to slow us down. There's 70 knots. I can go ahead and close reverses. Gonna disengage the auto brakes as well. I'm gonna step on the brakes, disengage the autopilot, and we can take this exit right over here. What a beautiful airport, guys. Let's go park near the Turkish Airlines 777. Awesome. And that, my friends, is a full auto land in Beijing, China. We have arrived. Yep, we exited at Quebec 5, so I'm gonna take a left onto Kilo 4, which is just here to the left, and make our way towards that parking over there. I'm gonna slow us down a bit. For those of you who think I'm messing up around with the CRM, please understand I am alone here. All right. That's gonna put us on a nice little straight trajectory towards that gate that we want right over there. Excellent. So now I'm gonna start the cleanup. I'm gonna disarm the spoilers to get the flaps up to 0. Weather radar goes off. TCAS can go off as well. Landing lights off. Taxi. I'll keep the anti-ice. Actually, the anti-ice can go off as well right now. And I'm gonna start the APU. Get that ready for when we arrive, and we can now do the after landing checklist, I guess. Yep, after landing checklist. Radar and predictive picture is off. Can turn on the terrain radar as well, and that's it, my friends. We have done the landing, so I will take the next gate. We're gonna go right onto Yankee 4. Amazing, beautiful airport. Alright, gonna start this turn right over here. I haven't activated the marshal, so it's gate 509 where we're gonna be parking. Lights can go off as well. And now we make our way into 509. Line it up nicely. nice and gentle. Bring it in slowly, nice and slow. Just literally creeping towards the gate. And we can stop right about here. Set the parking brakes. Wait for the APU. APU is available. I'll get the APU bleed going. And I'm gonna shut down 1, shut down 2. And here they go. Engine 1 and 2 shut down. I'll turn off the IRSs as well. The ILS and flight director is reset for the next system. And there we go. We've got both engines below 10%. So strobes off, beacon off, seatbelt signs off, and the emergency lights can go off as well. And we're going to go ahead and turn off the fuel pumps. Ni hao and welcome to Beijing, the capital of China, my friends. We have made it. We've gone far east now. And from here, I guess we're going to Korea, which is going to be interesting because I may or may not do a touch and go in North Korea. So stay tuned for that one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you who are not subscribed, if you like this video and if you just check out the other videos we have, the tutorial videos as well. If you like what we do, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. For those of you who are subscribed, thank you so much for being part of the channel. It really means a lot having you guys on board with us every time we do these flights. If you've got any questions or comments, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thanks you once again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. God bless you and have a lovely day. Hi, do you live in Dubai or are you in the United Arab Emirates? Are you an aviation enthusiast? Do you play flight simulator on your computer at home? Would you like to have the ultimate experience of flying an Airbus A320 in a real cockpit environment? Or are you a real-world pilot and you're looking to practice for an upcoming airline assessment? Or do you just want to master the Airbus aircraft? Are you a pilot looking to level up your knowledge and experience in instruments and navigation? Or maybe you're thinking of becoming a pilot in the future, but you're not yet sure if this is the path for you. Well, whatever your requirements may be, we're here for you. Book a session in our Airbus A320 flight simulator and come experience flying with a real-world pilot by your side as your instructor, guiding you along every step of the way. All ages are invited. Just scan the QR code or contact us via the details below for more information. See you guys in the cockpit soon.